Yo, what's good everybody? What's good YouTube? It's your boy Johnny Finesse. Welcome back to the channel, and today we have another Jimmy Highroller video. Yeah, this video coming in late because honestly, my car died. My car battery died. I had to go get it fixed and stuff. So yeah, I had to do that. But hey, if you're new to the channel and haven't subscribed yet, you enjoyed these videos, make sure you hit that sub button, make sure you hit that like button every step of the way. Supporting my channel every step of the way, it really helps every single one of you guys that have subscribed to my channel. I really appreciate it. I love each and every one of you guys. We're getting bigger every day. It's not by the thousands, but we're getting there. Every day's a growing process, you feel me? But yeah, with that being said, let's get into it, man. Let's get right into it, dogs. You know what I'm saying? I even say the channel. I even say the title. Did he really pull this off in the middle of the game? I did watch this. I don't react to basketball shit no more because they keep blocking my stuff. So I'm not doing it until I figure out a way to get that without getting copyrighted, because I'm not doing this. It's a waste of time. For real. Like, it's a waste of time. Luckily I watched this live. He pointed at somebody.
Would you look at that? Another ridiculous shot by Steph Curry. This picture pretty much sums up his dominance in a single image. How do you stop this? Quite frankly, you can't.
How do you stop it though?
He's
going
Steph
crazy.
Is on his way to having another MVP caliber season. And just last week, he passed Ray Allen for all-time career three-pointers.
But you gotta understand too, there's nobody on the court that, like, as soon as Curry's off the court, like, there's nobody really he has to do
officially
this.
Making
but Curry's
him the
going
greatest
crazy.
Three-point shooter of all time. But let's be honest, we knew this man was the greatest shooter we've ever seen half a decade ago. Now, what we did not know at the time was just how big the gap between him and the next guy would be. Because whenever Steph decides to hang it up and retire from the game, his numbers will be so absurd, we'll wonder why we had the debate in the first place. Today's video is brought to you by Anchor. In today's busy world,
it's crazy because I was dead.
Was going to charge.
Get that. I got that same phone
charger for the new Anchor Nano Pro. Anchor's new ultra-fast and compact charger. The Anchor Nano Pro charges before I could even intelligent software with over 65 million users around. Charge it fast. I'm
definitely going to get one of these though, because I still don't got a box.
In history, there have been countless great players. Magic Johnson is the greatest point guard to ever lace up. Shaq was the most dominant. Bill Russell was the greatest winner. Stockton was the greatest assist man. MJ is, well, the greatest of all time. But I don't think any player holds a more unanimous position than Stephen Curry does with his spot as the greatest shooter of all time. I mean, seriously, is there anyone left who doesn't agree with this? Even the old heads had to concede over the last few years and admit that Steph really is the GOAT shooter. And with another historic season unfolding, his legend is only growing by the day. We've become so accustomed to Steph's greatness that even as he continues to do the unthinkable, we just expect it. This season, Steph's numbers are arguably better than they were in his 2 MVP campaigns.
I mean, yeah, they are. It's better than 14-15 for sure. 15-16. He got more boards. He get more boards. Yeah, you can arguably say it's better.
The man is 33 years old and still at the peak of his powers. So now that Steph has the most career three-pointers in NBA history, just how insane will his numbers be by the time he retires? Well, if Steph Curry plays until he's 40, which is less than 7 seasons away, and he averages 4.5 threes a game over that time span while playing an average of 70 games per season,
this shit gonna be untouchable.
With 5,100 regular season three-pointers made. 5,100 three-pointers made in the regular season alone. Excluding active NBA players, that would put Stephen Curry right here on a graph of the greatest three-point shooters in league history.
Let him know, Curry.
So far ahead of everyone else,
Steph's
you'd think it was a typo.
Look how low Steph's dad is. Mad low. Like, that shit is low as fuck. They ain't called him a shooter.
But as we all know, Steph has been a game changer in the world of basketball. So as his three-point mastery has progressed over time, so has the league's as a whole. Assuming the career projections of a handful of active players, here's where the best current three-point shooters will end up by the...
Damn. Buddy Hield is slightly above Damian Lillard and at a better clip. That's crazy. Klay Thompson should be, I don't know. And then they got all the stars that are no names. That's crazy. Bradley Beal's up there. KD up there.
The time they retire.
KD takes a lot of mid-ranges.
Include the league's best young sharpshooters like Trae Young, Donovan Mitchell, Duncan Robinson,
He's
Tyler
still
Hero,
low.
Zach LaVine, and many others. This, ladies and gentlemen, is evolution. And Steph Curry put this evolution into overdrive. Last week, Steph Curry passed Ray Allen for the most career three-pointers regular season and playoffs, and he did it in nearly 600 fewer games. Now sure, Steph is shooting more threes than Ray Allen ever did, but it's not just volume. Steph is as efficient as it gets. Now hold on to your seats for this next one, because Stephen Curry could miss his next 520 three-point attempts, and he would still have a better career three-point percentage than Ray Allen did. That means that at the rate Steph is pulling up from three this season, he could miss every single three-pointer he takes for the rest of the season,
which he will not,
still match the career three-point efficiency of Ray Allen. And watching this light-skinned 6'2" flamethrower.
Why you gotta keep saying light skin, bro? Why do people keep saying light skin, bro? Like, niggas is weird, and you're light skin yourself, so why the fuck you say that?
Has inspired others to follow down the same path. Bro. Buddy Hield recently passed Stephen Curry for the most three-pointers made through 400 career games. But Buddy probably won't hold that title for very long, since Donovan Mitchell is on pace to beating that mark sometime in the next couple seasons. And Donovan Mitchell also won't hold that title for very long, since both Duncan Robinson and Anthony Edwards are both outpacing Donovan Mitchell in three-pointers made. And the evolution of the game continues. And I'm sure there's some fifth grader right now that will eventually shatter that record in the future as well. The game that used to be played around the rim eventually moved above the rim and has now moved 25 feet away from the rim. Back in his day, Kenny Smith, who is now exclusively known as the knock-knee TNT guy who sits between Ernie and Chuck, used to be one of the league's premier long-range shooters. Throughout his entire career, Kenny made 664 three-pointers. Duncan Robinson is on track to shattering that mark in just his 4th NBA season. Steve Kerr, the most accurate three-point shooter in the history of the NBA, made 726 three-pointers in his 15-year NBA career. Donovan Mitchell made exactly 726 three-pointers in his first 4 seasons in the league. But Curry's inspiration goes far beyond just guards. If you've been a fan of the game for a while now, you know just how rare it once was to see a big man shooting the long ball. Just a decade ago, Drew Gooden attempted more three-pointers per game than any other center in the entire league.
Drew Gooden, he still plays?
1 3-point attempt a game. This season, 24 centers around the league average more than 1 3-point attempt a game. In Stephen Curry's first MVP season, only 14 players in the NBA
Steph Curry really changed the game. That's crazy. That's deadly.
40% shooting from 3, and 11 out of those 14 players were guards. This season, there are 14 power forwards and centers averaging at least 40% from 3. These are big men shooting the ball as well as guards did just 7 seasons ago. There has never, ever been a single player who has had such a widespread impact on the game as Stephen Curry has had. I mean, it's really not even close. When Michael Jordan reached his peak, everyone wanted to be like Mike, but he didn't really change the way the game is played since no one could do the things that Mike could do. Magic Johnson proved that you don't need to be 6'3" to run the point. But again, just being an unconventionally big point guard isn't something other players can just replicate. Mikan, Wilt, Shaq, Durant were all revolutionary in their own right, but they all possess traits that, for the most part, aren't things you can just work on and improve. You're either a 7'1" tank with freakish athleticism and a soft touch, or you're not. You're either a sharp-shooting 7-footer with a handle, or you're not. These players are what we like to call unicorns, the truly one-of-a-kind players throughout NBA history. Legendary sports writer Bill Simmons separates these unicorns into 2 different categories: traditional unicorns and true unicorns. On the traditional side, you'll find Wilt, Spud Webb, Shaq, Yao Ming, T-Mac, among others. And on the true unicorn side, you'll find Kareem, Pete Maravich, Magic Johnson, Manute Bol, Kevin Durant, Giannis, and a few other players. So where does Stephen Curry fall on this unicorn spectrum? Well, he certainly doesn't have the size of a Yao Ming or a Manute Bol. He doesn't have the physical dominance of a Shaq, Wilt, or Kareem. He doesn't have some oddly exceptional...
True unicorns, traditional unicorns. Yeah. Traditional
skill set that doesn't fit his frame like Rodman or Barkley or Magic. If you ask me, Steph Curry is the unicorn of all unicorns. In relation to NBA standards, he is a perfectly normal and quite average player. 6 feet 2 inches, 180 pounds with a great handle and an elevated IQ for the game. But that shot. That one particular skill set that he has mastered to perfection, to the point where the entire game shifts off its axis as a result. Now that is truly a one of one. Eventually, someone will break Steph's three-point record, whatever that number ends up being by the time he retires. I wouldn't be surprised if we see some player in the future drop 23s in a game and shatter every record that stands today. Young kids coming up right now will have a 25-footer in their bag before they even lace up for varsity. 30 years from now, we'll be talking about Steph like old heads today talk about Bird or Wilt or Kareem. To future generations that will inevitably benefit from Steph's alien-like abilities and innovation, his numbers will eventually be just that.
Yeah, just regular. That's why a couple people don't understand why we say Ray Allen is one of the best shooters. Like, look at his highlights. Look at his highlights. His highlights go crazy. And then when the Steph is done, you're gonna see his highlights and his shit gonna go crazy.
Or like, a screen.
You feel me?
But without,
you're gonna show people why y'all pull from half court. Like, it's gonna show people why eventually they might have a 4-point line.
Without any context, it's impossible to truly grasp just how spectacular this guy is. When Dr. J pulled this move off in 1980, basketball fans imploded. A move like this was inconceivable at the time. Today, this move is still incredible, but we see incredible things all the time now. Back in 2003, when Kobe Bryant sank 12 three-pointers in one game, it took days for NBA fans to settle down. Now, it seems like every other week, some player is racking up double-digit threes in a single game. The goalpost for exceptional feats is constantly moving. And when it comes to shooting the rock, Steph Curry isn't aiming for the goalpost. He is the goalpost. In fact, when Kobe Bryant dropped 12 threes back in 2003, it was, at the time, an NBA record. Here's what a chart of the most three-pointers made in a single game by an individual player in NBA history looked like at the time of Kobe's legendary game.
See, that's why everybody talked about it. It was a record.
Other all-time great shooters had incredible nights from downtown, but in that moment, the record belonged to the Black Mamba. And here's what that same chart looks like if we include games played since Stephen Curry's historic 2016 MVP season. A visual representation of Steph's impact on the game.
Steph effect.
Oh yeah, and here's all the games that belong to Steph.
Beep.
The unicorn of all unicorns.
Babe, you made it to the end of the video. You obviously liked the video, so you obviously gotta subscribe. Make sure y'all hit that sub button, y'all. We on the road to 1,100 subs. We're going every single day. I love each and every one of y'all. I appreciate y'all coming out and using the time to watch my videos. With that being said, it's your boy Johnny Finesse, and I'm gonna holla at y'all. Peace.